Discover Card Countdown to Green is brought to you by Discover Card. It pays to discover. By Little Debbie's single-serving snack cakes. Perfect when you're on the go. Unwrap a smile today. And by Geico Direct, the sensible alternative.
Here in Homestead, as part of championship weekend, some of the past Winston Cup champions are being honored here today. And among those we'd like to salute is none other than our own Benny Parsons, the 1973 NASCAR Winston Cup champion. Now, about the Golden Benny. It is a goodwill gesture for a job well done from a guy who truly loves the sport. So, exactly what went wrong? It seems some strange things have haunted the brief history of the Golden Benny. Here's BP.
When I first started giving out the Golden Benny, I was trying to reward the guys in the pits, the guys who too often go unnoticed. But as the season wore on, I noticed the Golden Benny was bringing more than just attention to these guys. It was bringing bad luck. In Darlington, I gave the Golden Benny to the 99 team. The next week, their crew chief, Frank Stoddard, was relieved of his duties. The 24 team got the Golden Benny in Richmond. What happened next? The car blew an engine and finished 40th. And how about Talladega? I gave it to Randy Dorton and the guys at Hendrick Engines. Then all 6 Hendrick engines failed in the same race. So what happened? People began talking about the curse of the Golden Benny.
Hey guys, here's the Golden Benny.
And by the end of the year, guys would hide from me when I came to give them the Benny. Was it really cursed?
Bill, it's obvious there's a demon, there's a devil inside this little fella. He has got to go. Today, he is going. And there's no better person to help me do this than Frank Stoddard. Frank, hand me a hammer. Frank, I want a hammer. Man, this is a big job. That's more like it. Heidi, hold my mic. Folks, the curse is leaving here. Thank you, Frankie. Guess what, Bill? Between Frankie and I, that curse is out of here.
Thanks, Benny. I can ride home to the hotel after the race with Benny Parsons. The Golden Benny curse has been destroyed. This weekend, it's all about the points, the pressure, and the prize money, just like the other 35 weekends. Of course, now, there are only 2 drivers eligible in contention for the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship. But right behind them, a very tight battle in the championship standings. So the goal for those drivers today, discover as many points as possible. Because as Dave Burns shows us, it pays to discover.
Well, Bill, the $14 million Winston Cup point fund is distributed to the top 25 drivers. Now today, Martin and Stewart, they will decide first and second. 3rd through 7th, that is anybody's ball game. Busch, Johnson, Gordon, Newman, and Wallace, they've all accumulated over 4,400 points this season, but right now they're only separated by 23. What that means is Newman in 7th, if he has a great day and everybody else has a lousy day, well, he could go all the way from 7th to 3rd and pick up 3rd place money, which is well over $1 million. If he finishes 7th, it's about half that. Now, I know Winston Cup drivers make a lot of money, but the last time I checked, $500,000 still means a little something to a Winston Cup driver.
You said you could touch the money.
And apparently it still does to the folks at Loomis Fargo. Bill?
Thank you, Dave. Darn, I thought he was going to be able to pay for the wrap party tonight. Coming up as we continue on this edition of the Discover Card Countdown to Green, the challenges NASCAR faces in 2003. And then Wally makes his final lap of the season. The home stretch at Homestead next. ...2002 Busch Series champion Greg Biffle starts 5th today in car number 44. He'll be right next to Tony Stewart in row 3. When Biffle, Stewart, and the rest of this field charge into turn 1 on lap 1, everybody hang on. 43 fast cars on a flat track that has relatively little grip. That should make the first lap and the 266 that follow it very tricky. Here's Wally.
Here we are in my NBC No Boundaries board at Homestead. The trick to get around this place, because it's such a flat racetrack, is you got to get the car through the corners. The problem is, if you get the car through the corners and it rolls real well in the center, the car is usually loose getting off, which means you're going to see guys getting sideways, getting off the corners. Let's take a lap around this Homestead racetrack. Off of turn 4, you want to bring it right up against the wall. You want to drive in these corners as deep as you can. You don't want to use a whole lot of brake, though. You want to let the car roll in. Get off the gas, right on the bottom. Tony Stewart has owned this racetrack because he's got his car to work right on this white line. He can stay on the bottom, and if you're going to pass cars there in Homestead, this is where you want your car to work. Hard on the gas, up along the wall. Turn 3, same deal. You want to stay right up against this wall for a late entry. Let her roll in the corner again, bring it right down. You'll even see some guys dropping the left side wheels on the apron to help get their car turned in the center. But you got to be careful not to jump on the throttle real hard here, because the car will get sideways getting off of turn 4. That's the trick. Get around Homestead.
Now, NASCAR has enjoyed tremendous this year, but is there even more room for improvement? Cost and competition are two concerns, so we compiled a wish list of 5 issues we would like to see addressed by NASCAR to make a good thing even better. Where is a good place to start? How about solving the mystery of aero push?
Aero push is when you're out there and your car's handling very, very good all by itself. When you get behind a car, and when you get behind a car, all of a sudden you go to steer into the corner and the front end starts sliding on you.
You can be a half second faster than someone, catch them, and only get 2 or 3 car lengths from them, and you're stuck. Advancement in technology, you know, has hurt the sport, and it's hurt a lot of other motorsports too. You know, I mean, you look at F1, you look at kart. I mean, these guys just follow the leader.
Too many races have too little racing. Parade laps should end with the green flag. The fans and the drivers deserve better. NASCAR's checkered flag policy should raise a red flag, literally. Whether you're watching or racing, you should know before the race starts the circumstances under which it will end. Big tracks or short tracks, NASCAR should not backtrack from the outcry for a planned and public policy on when the red flag will be used and how each event will finish.
Look at this racing. 3 deep, 5 rows stacked up.
Restrictor plate racing, once the driving force behind drawing new fans and thrilling old ones, has become a confusing mess of templates and fuel tanks. NASCAR deserves credit for exploring ways to please driver and fan when it comes to the plate races at Daytona and Talladega. But this season, the excitement at those 2 tracks ran out of gas. The one topic NASCAR rarely likes to discuss: cost. There is an ever-widening groove between those that have the financial foundation to race and those that can only run. Next season, there will be 43 starting spots. But the growing concern, is it about quantity or quality? And finally, NASCAR needs a designated voice from the stars of the sport, its drivers. Call it a board, call it a panel, call it progress, but call it to order. Individual opinions are good, but fear of possible retribution can quiet even the strongest voice. Time for you to contribute to the countdown. Log on to NBCSports.com and vote. We narrowed our wish list of 5 to 3. What's the #1 issue you would like to see NASCAR address in 2003? We'll have the results during the Ford 400. And I just want to take one quick second to thank our great friends at Discover Card for giving me this fantastic seat every Sunday. We hope you've enjoyed the countdown as much as we have. Coming up next, the Tony Stewart story. You're watching the Discover Card Countdown to Green on NBC.